Yes, I still have my green screen up because frankly, I'm just too lazy to take it down. So this week is oh, the glare. What was our most influential year? I would have to say that 1980 was probably my most influential year. And in terms of the Star Wars things, really, Empire Strikes Back was my favorite of the first three, and that came out in 1980. So yeah, I'm more Empire Strikes Back than Star Wars. That was the first time I'd actually seen a movie more than once in the theater. Back then you didn't have VHS or anything to buy it and watch it over and over again. You had to go to the theater. So I managed to finagle going to see it 6 times in the theater, which isn't a lot compared to some people that I know have seen other movies dozens of times in the theater, but that's a personal best for me. I think 1980 was kind of a pivotal year for me in that I guess I, for the first time, had to deal with death of a peer, really. Um, we had a girl, she was in my PE class, and she got run over by a truck. For a 14-year-old to deal with the death of a peer, that was significant. And then later that year, John Lennon died, and that was, I guess, I was still sort of, thinking about my friend that had passed away, and I'm not sure what it was about John Lennon's death that sparked such a response in me. I really kind of became obsessed with his life and reading about it. I think the more I read about it, the more I became interested in his life and music. And in thinking back those years ago, what was it that just kind of made me become obsessed with him in a way? I had great memories of listening to the Beatles when I would go to my grandparents' house. We would go and play them, and I just remember having such a great time playing them, and it was such a good feeling that I had listening to their music. And I think sort of the death of him um, was just an end of something. And then the more I read about his life, the more I was fascinated with, you know, all that he was and stood for and everything. So, um, yeah, 1980 was kind of a big year, a heavy year. And I also had found out just a month prior to that I had an uncle that had leukemia. We just found out like right before Christmas. And so it was just a crazy, not the most positive year, but probably the most influential year. Kind of a downer video. Sorry.